No. Babe, I got them beans cooking upstairs. They smell very good.
Bean soup.
Yeah, I got the onions and the jalapenos in there.
Oh.
And I threw some seasoning in there.
Yeah, they about to go crazy.
Yeah, it smells good. So.
They are about to go crazy. Yeah. All right. Take me back to when it was normal. When you was just a normal, average-minded person in comparison to what you are now.
Well, I was working at the homeless shelter. Still.
What was your mindset then?
In regards to what?
In regards to your person, you having the person that you wanted. In regards to, yeah.
Before my awakening experience?
Yeah, before. Right when you was just like everybody else.
Well, I was depressed, first of all. I was depressed. I didn't know how to open up to anybody. I was like, man, men don't want anything. They just want to bother you. They just want to waste your time. They just want to look at you because you're pretty. And they want to ask you, what are you doing 56 times a day? And then show you off to their friends. Like, look, I got her. You're not doing anything with me. Yeah. Like a fucking trophy. That was annoying.
No, that's hilarious.
I was not having a good time. I would literally be like, I'm one of those people who be on Twitter like, I need my man to come get me. Like, I need my person to come get me. I even was like, damn, I'm supposed to be with a woman. It's obvious. I'm supposed to be with a woman because there's no way. These men out here, there's no way. Baby, there's no way. There's not one out here for me. There's no way. There's no way. I've looked. I've searched. I asked questions. I did surveys. No, he's not out here. I've looked. I've looked.
Okay, and when did that change? When was the moment that was like, boom, okay, something is different?
There was a moment when there was a guy that I had a great connection with, but like he just like would not open up. Wouldn't talk about anything. Wouldn't tell me anything. And after a while, I'm like, dang, what is going on? Like, exactly. Like, what is going on? What's happening? I didn't know. And then all of a sudden it hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, I am finding emotionally unavailable men because I am emotionally unavailable. And I was so embarrassed, like within myself. I was so embarrassed. Yeah, I was real embarrassed because I thought it was them. And I was just attracting me, you know? Exactly. And that's when I was like, dang, I don't even know what it's like to be emotionally available to someone. Because in my long-term relationship that I had, we were friends for a really long time. So he had time to know me and find out for himself. I didn't have to like tell him things, you know? Mm-hmm. It was a time process. I didn't know how to build that connection in something new. I had no idea. And so I was just emotionally unavailable, thinking I was emotionally available.
That was the wake-up call.
It was a huge wake-up call. It was a huge wake-up call.
So that called you to be open.
Yeah. It called me to get in tune with my emotions for sure.
And did you refuse to do that for a while? After that?
I don't know if refuse is the right word, but I didn't know how. Like, I did not grow up in a emotionally intelligent family. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Bless you.
Thank you.
So it was a struggle. It was a struggle. And I think before I even did that, I went into a really low state because of many things, going through grief and things like that, which instead of understanding my emotions, it just was one long sad time period. So I became physically unavailable also. You are just a baby. I love this baby. Precious baby.
So when did it change and you decided, okay, it's time to take the risk and become open? When did you actually do that? Let me ask it a different way. Who appeared in your life to help you? Like spiritual practice, a person. What came into your life to help guide you to being able to be open? Whether it was a person who was easier to talk to, who guided you into that?
This is hard because I just was really depressed. So it wasn't really about like relationships and things. Like that wasn't the focus. It was not killing myself.
So you got really low.
Yeah.
That was from, now in the story format, that's from refusing to open. Because that's a symptom.
So what's happened is when I realized I was depressed, I'll tell you, I had reconnected back with a guy that we had a great connection, and I ran away because, not ran away, but like I cut the connection off because something traumatic happened to me during that time. And I used that as a way to say, okay, nope, I this thing happened. So I can't be, it's too much. It's fucked up my head. And it honestly did. And it was just a way for me to say no, to disconnect.
It was what allowed you to refuse the call to open.
Yeah. And it was years that happened. And it was years later when we reconnected. And we would literally talk every day, most of the day. And I forgot his birthday. And it hurt his feelings so bad. And I realized, I was like, dang. I don't know how it occurred to me. I was like, I'm not here. And I realized I was in a much lower place than I even realized. That's when I realized I was really low. I was grieving, and I just didn't feel good all around in life. And it just went downhill from there. Then, some months later, I want to say it was like October or November, Clarissa and Stuart asked me to go to California. And I almost declined because I just felt so bad. I didn't even want to leave. I didn't want to do anything. And there was just a little voice in my head that said, no, if you weren't feeling so low, you would love to go. And so I went. And
do you feel like that was your opening? Like an introduction to it? Like
it was definitely an introduction, because when I went to California, it was so new, it was so beautiful. And Clarissa's family, there was just so much love that it was almost like it brought me back to childhood when, you think family is nothing but love and there's no drama and all of the things. And I got to like experience that again. And it's almost like I got to go there and get a souvenir. It was almost like a love souvenir. And I got to come back, and I held on to that. I held on to that time because it felt good. I was still low when I was there. I was high, and I was just eating and sleeping. Like I really didn't do much while I was out there. But I mean, the interactions were still there, you know? And so when I came back, I got to hold on to that experience and think back and go back into what that felt like. And it wasn't until one day I was sitting on my bed and I realized the voice in my head was telling me to hurt myself, to kill myself in very specific ways. And I don't know what it was. I could not tell you what made me realize it. I think it's because it was so drastic compared to the normal low, sad voice, you know, that I usually had. And once I heard that, it scared me because I realized like, that's not like, I don't talk like that. I've never in my life heard anything like that going on in my head. And so I just went online and started searching and looking, and
that was the magical moment.
yeah.
So once you cross that threshold, you know this is not your voice. You cross the threshold. I need to open myself. What new challenges appeared? Well, let me ask this. What did you have to surrender past that moment? Because after that moment, you had to surrender that voice and that thought process that you had. So what did you have to surrender past that point? What did you have to give up on? What did you have to change?
I had to give up telling the sad story in my head. I had to stop talking to myself about my grandma, about my brother, about my mom, my sister, how sad everybody was, how things were going, that I couldn't do all these things. I couldn't make everybody better. I had to stop doing that because it was taking me so far down, and I had to force myself to see gratitude in literally anything I could. That's when I started doing the gratitude 3 times a day.
So you go on this journey, you start to become the gratitude goddess, and you reach this point of a beautiful life. You hit this pocket of just bliss, happiness. Do you remember that time?
Like in the backyard?
Yeah, that experience, that whole thing.
I couldn't tell you how long I had been doing the gratitude. Writing down 3 gratitudes every day. And if I didn't write them, I would say them out loud. Or wake up in the middle of the night and write them, or write them immediately in the morning. But I stayed consistent on it. Even if I was like, I'm grateful I remembered. I'm grateful I have paper to write with. Like it went, like I had to like claw at things to be grateful for. And one day I was standing in the backyard. I was calling Shikimara in or watching her or something. And I'm watching her run through the yard in the back. And I don't know, something like snapped or something. It was almost like a big flash. And then I don't know how to describe it.
Broke into bliss.
Yeah. Like I felt like I did everything and did nothing. Like I was just a part of all the things. And I just busted out into tears. And I actually still have the video somewhere. Cause I was like, oh, I have to remember this because I don't really know what's going on, but something has broken open and like tears were just flooding down my face. And I made a video and I was just talking about all the things I didn't realize and what I had been doing. And And one of the videos is so funny. I was like, is this what it is about? Realizing? I literally said that. And looking back, I'm like, that's so funny. I was like, it's just about realizing things. Like, it was so funny. But yeah, and then ever since then, yeah. What's the next question?
So in that period of time, you had some pretty good relationships?
After that, actually, at that time, I was abstinent, and I was hanging out with my friend Nick, and we would just smoke and talk and listen to music. And he would try to tell me about like the dating game. Oh God, it was awful. It was awful. Because I was so confused. I didn't get it. I was like, people are actually playing a game.
Yeah.
It's actually a game. It's like you're out playing chess in the dating world. I was like, very much ghetto, very much don't want to be a part of that.
So you had this beauty inside of you. And now it's time to return to the world of dating. What were the challenges returning back to dating at this point? Because you can easily stay in your bliss state. You could easily stay in this beautiful place and not really want to commit to any long-term relationship. You can stay in this blissful state. You don't have to have a relationship at this point, right?
Yeah, I don't have to.
And you feel good at this point.
Yeah, I do.
So what made you say, no, I'm not going to just stay in this blissful state by myself. I know it's more for me. What made you say that?
I actually didn't say that until way later. At first, I was just living. I was just living in love. And I met someone, and it was just random. It wasn't like I was open to, I didn't even say like, I'm open to a relationship. I was just living my life. Still getting messages from guys online if I fucking post a fucking finger. And there was one person who messaged me, and we had a conversation. It was funny, a year before that. And it was a good conversation. We were talking about, the shelter and helping kids and things. And he had reached out again and commented something, and we just started having a conversation. And I guess that when you're in the flow of life, there's not much thinking going on. And I had invited him to one of our volleyball games, and he came and he watched me play volleyball. And when we were leaving, we didn't even like hang out. He just watched me play volleyball. We talked a little bit walking back to the car, leaving, and there was like a resonance there. It was like, oh, this is weird. And we both felt it. And it was the first time I had had an experience like that with another person. And I still didn't think anything of it. It was like, that was cool. Like, and we ended up talking, and it was a very spiritual connection for both of us. It wasn't just like me, like, oh, la, 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 you know, it was like, what do you say? Like we knew each other from like a past life or something. Mm-hmm. There was like a remembrance going on. It was very interesting. And go ahead.
Is this the person who I think it is?
Yeah.
Okay. So you had to let this person go, right? Mm-hmm. And it was two people, but one of them you had to let go because you knew your person was out there. Who was that?
That was Steve.
Take me to that time, because that's where you could be comfortable, right?
Yeah.
You could have been comfortable.
Yeah.
But the question of, are you committed to the path of your real person?
Yeah.
Is the question in that moment. What made you say, no, I'm ready for my real person? How did that happen? Because you ended up splitting up with him.
There was just I really couldn't. It's hard to say.
You had a moment.
Because I already had went into it like, oh, I love her bad. Oh my God, I love her. There was already a moment of when we had reconnected, I was like, we are not having sex. Because I'm not having sex until I get my person. Like, that's just what's happening. I'm fucking sick of this. I'm tired of having fucking magical experiences. And then it turns out terrible. And it's just some lesson I need to learn. I was like, I'm tired of doing that. I'm not doing that anymore. Because at that point, it had happened like 3 times. Where it was like magical connection. Then it was like hell after that. Not hell, but like not what you wanted it to be. And so when I reconnected with him, it was such an easy connection. It wasn't magical woo woo. It was solid, grounded. We can talk on the same level. I understand you. You understand me. Every time I look down, she's just like, I love you. And what? I think he had talked about, he had just gotten out of something not that long ago that was long term. And I'm not interested in doing a fling thing after a long term. And I had my own experience also. So I wasn't like needy for someone to be it.
Yeah.
I'm still in the flow of life. I'm still loving life.
Bliss place.
Yeah.
Where you could stay there if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So this took
I don't need to hang out with you, but it's fun to hang out with you. So let's hang out. So that was that experience. And then we started to get closer and closer like we had done in the past. And it was like, okay, I don't think this is going anywhere. We've both kind of made it clear on that. So if I'm going to be clear on that, and if I say I want my person, one day it just hit me. I was like, if I say I want my person, I have to be open for them to even find me. I'm not even open. I'm closed right now because I'm halfway doing this other thing over here. I was like, if I have my relationship, I have to act like I have my relationship. I can't have my relationship and also have this half-ass thing over here. And so we talked about it and I was like, you are someone worth waiting for. You're great. You're amazing. But I also have someone who's probably looking for me right now, who is ready for me right now. And so I have to go with my own journey instead of thinking how great you are. I have to remember how great and amazing I am and how ready for love I am right now, not in the future.
So once you did that, how long did it take you to find me?
That was probably like a month later.
Boom.
Yeah.
So you went through this whole journey to really claim your thing.
Yeah.
You had it. What you claimed was your own happiness.
Yeah.
And then you come back with the person who is really just a symbol of your own happiness. Mm-hmm. Now you bringing this back to the woman world. What's the challenges and obstacles right now in the way of you communicating what it really requires to the woman world?
What are the challenges?
Yes. What's being misunderstood? What's being lost in translation? What's the challenge of making this beautiful, magical, you just want to be happy within yourself, but you also want the relationship? Just what's the challenge in communicating what women really want to them so they can have it?
I think the challenge is in thinking that it is about the other person, that it's about the man. My journey is not about you. My journey is not about me going off to find you. My journey is about going out and finding myself. And I think that's one of the biggest misunderstandings about the journey.
And what about the women who you are met with, the guardians of the protectors of women, who hear your message about being more feminine, about being more in your own feminine, about being more who you are? What challenges do you have with those voices, those guardians who sound like they're protecting women? You got to play the game. You got to be a divine feminine. You got to walk like this. What challenges do you have breaking into that arena?
I think the biggest challenge is looking to the past for how to navigate the future, because women have been pushed to the back burner, used, abused, everything in between, that now it's just fight mode. It is fight and fuck them. That's what women are feeling.
And what do you want to do for them? How do you want it to be?
I want them to go inward and realize when you go deep within your own self-love and connect to that, you don't have to say fuck them. You don't have to fight them. It's you move differently in the world. It's not about them. It's just about me. It's not even about other women. It's about me and what I am creating. I don't need to protect and fight and all of this, because I am protected. I am the protection. My love is the protection. God is the protection, and God is within me. And it doesn't matter what men are doing, what women are doing. I am good, and what's around me is good. So I will go wherever I want to go because that is good. That's all that there is. And that's what I want women to realize, that it's not about men. Even when women are online and a lot of us are talking about being love and letting men heal, it's not about being the man's therapist. It's about having so much peace within yourself. The man has to look in himself. He can't be around you and not start to introspect.
Yeah.
That is where the power is. And I want women to realize that that's the actual power, not the fighting back and all of what has been going on.